Hi, this is Kerry Artak with Wicked Stocks, bringing you your daily Nvidia report for Tuesday, August 12th, 2025. Let's take a look at the charts. We did last week, Friday, settle above the 178.67 2.5-year channel top by the required 1% margin for the first time. And that level is at 180.45 this week. And by the way, the 180.45 level is now to the downside, the beginning of a significant support zone. Whether you use that as a level to buy into or not is entirely up to you, but we're keeping it there for the time being. It is 178.67 though, that is our base of support as we move really through the rest of the year. Because over the next 2 to 3 months, I do see 219.64 as a realistic objective. Now, there is one element I do need to mention. I guess I'm using it also as a means of advertising wickedstocks.com, but please forgive. It is that the Triple Q, the NASDAQ 100, has merely been testing its 2.5-year channel top for the last 2.5 weeks. It is not yet closed above it. So it's been testing and falling away ever so modestly, if you can imagine, whereas Nvidia has settled above its 2.5-year channel top. And the question obviously begs, which one is correct? Is the tail wagging the dog? In other words, will Nvidia sort of drag the index into a buy signal over the next week, 2 or 3, and then they're both in lockstep for higher trade as we move into the fourth quarter? Or has Nvidia overshot the runway? And will it, because the Q has yet to actually violate its 2.5-year channel top, and it may hold into the fourth quarter for the Triple Q, is Nvidia destined to fall back and close the week below 178.67? And if it does, that is a failure to follow through on a classic buy signal, which does have longer-term bearish implications. Once again, I would be shifting back to 149.53 as a possible 2 to 3 month downside target. So that is the big picture. But for the time being, as far as Nvidia is concerned, we are bullish above 178.67. I'm going to kind of move through some of these charts here. The same formation on the daily chart is 178.62. If you want to drop that by a nickel for your buy area, that's fine by me. 186.39 is still a 1.5 point wave count, but we are looking at this channel top still as a sellable resistance. So I've been mentioning this as a 3 to 5 day swing trade for over 3 to 5 days when we first closed above this channel top, and we still anticipate 189.61. This could be over the next few days. This could be by the end of next week. It's really difficult to say. Right now, there is a pause. And I can tell you this, the pause is because Triple Q has yet to actually take out its channel top. So there is set hesitation that is occurring. And I don't know which way this is going to inevitably play out. If I'm trading the Triple Q, I'm short. If I'm trading Nvidia, I'm out of a short position and maybe long. Maybe I'm waiting, to see if the Triple Q closes above its channel top. And that's kind of the point I'm making, is the intermarket analysis that I think is valuable. To have the Triple Q in your corner, that daily analysis would be suggested. Go to wickedstocks.com, take advantage of our 5-day free trial, and you'll see what I'm talking about. So if we happen to test 189.61 over the next 3 to 5 days, it can contain daily buying pressures. If you've been long for the last 3 to 5 days above that 178.62 formation, technically that's what you're waiting for. There should be a little play on the way up at 183.30. That is the move high from about 2 weeks ago. We did push through it. We pushed through it again on Monday, but we keep backing away to close below it. I think a settlement today above 183.30 signals 186.39 tomorrow, 189.61 by Friday's close. So 183.30 is your soft pivot point that will continue to play out into later week, below which 178.67.62 remains in reach, possibly today, and above which 189.61. If for whatever reason over the next few days we close above 189.61, well, I can tell you this, it is highly likely the Triple Q will have placed its own longer term buy signal by closing above its respective 178.67 2.5-year channel top. If you're finding value in this analysis, it's only a glimpse of what we offer. Your real trading edge starts at wickedstocks.com. Each week, premium members receive 2 high-probability stock picks. Each one comes with a complete trade plan, including exact entry, profit target, stop loss, and regular updates so you can manage the trade with confidence.
You'll also get daily video analysis in the top traded markets, the SPY, the Triple Q, and Nvidia, highlighting the key price levels, trends, and trade setups we're focused on. Whether you're day trading or swing trading, these insights help you zero in on the highest quality opportunities with clarity. Try it all free for 5 days. Cancel at any time.
And so longer term, if you're now long, anticipating 219.64, that is the play. And I don't want to shake you out of that with everything I've said about the Triple Q, but I've been saying that pretty much all along. Now, downside, we do have these channel bottoms coming up. 178.29 I just have as a minor point because I do think if we close just back below 178.67, which is the weekly channel top, you could use 178.62 if you like, but to close below that level, I'm making it 178.67 is a down pivot into later week. And that is because we would also close below Monday's low. Monday was an all-time high. And if we close below not only 180.25, Monday's low, but also 178.67, you've got a sell signal at least into later week. And I think it may have the makings for a longer-term sell signal. We'll just have to let that play out. As I've been saying, it is this 173.64. Where is the chart right here to 170.170? I see this area here as our aggressive down pivot into September. I know we've got 163.68. I keep wanting to change that to a 3-star weekly support level only because I do think if we, after all is said and done, after closing above long-term resistance last week at 178.67 and entering a long-term buy signal to close back below 178.67 and below 173.64, once again, it is closing below the low 170s. That is your aggressive down pivot on weakness. So how should you play this? That isn't obviously entirely up to you, but I'll spend the last minute or two describing it. And if you're long now, my suggestion is if we close today, Tuesday, below 178.67, take that small hit. Take that small loss. 2 to 3 day swing traders may then consider playing the short side down to 173.64, which is, once again, kind of the beginning of a range down to 170.170. So you do have a 3 to 5 day swing trade to the downside below 178.67. But if we then close the week, as I've said, below 178.67, I think you can sort of shift to the short side of the market. And that could be, depending on your time horizon, it could be within 3 to 5 days into the low 170s. It could be within 3 to 5 weeks down to 163.68, or it could be over the next 2 to 3 months into the upper 140s. As I said at the beginning of this video, a settlement this week back below 178.67, and I'll begin talking about 149.53 as a viable 2 to 3 month downside objective with plenty of give and take on the way down, well suited for 3 to 5 day and 2 to 3 week swing traders in the 170.170 to 173.64 area, and again at 163.68. I hope that all made sense. I think I'm going to leave it at that. There's really not much else to say beyond anything I've said would be a repeat. So I'm going to leave it at that for Tuesday's NVIDIA report. I'll be back, of course, tomorrow with Wednesdays, and you have a great day.